anything that it wanted to. It could turn into an animal. It could turn into a human. It could turn into a plant. It could turn into metal. Just liquidize itself and roll out the would-be so-called floors of every building. And you would be looking as if though you were standing on some would-be highly polished glass. And it would be nothing more than the thing. Stay with me. God Almighty, you ain't getting it yet. But you will. You're not going to get a choice. They're going to shove it right down your throat. If all of you, you can lead me to water. I'm like a horse. You can lead me to the water. I won't drink it unless I want to. Oh, you're going to drink it because I told you that many years ago, too. I told you that they're going to put their foot on the back of your neck. They're going to hold your head under that water. My advice to you, when you start choking, you better go ahead and take that swallow because you're going to drink or you're going to drown. You're going to gulp that water so they can let you up so you can breathe. Because if you don't, you ain't going to be breathing no more. I'm just telling you the truth. But that's where they got you at right now. You're asking me, am I that? Not by any choice. Not by any chance will I ever be that. Trust me. I've overcome all of that. All of it. I've overcome all of it. You can do, but you got to follow. You can't be behind me. You got to follow. You got to follow. Put your knives up. Put your little forks up. Stop trying to eat a brother from the rear end. Stay with me. I know. All you got to do is just follow. There's a plan, a perfect plan. We're going to get it done. But if you get in the way, you're going to be part of the perfect plan of destruction. That we're going to perfectly destroy you. Trust me, I'm only giving you facts. I'm not threatening you. Neither am I trying to test you. I need you to test me. And I'm going to show you that everything I'm saying to you now is true. No, we're not trying to pick a fight. This is a time for you to come to your mind of reality. Your mind of being able to be intelligently focused on a would-be so-called decision, which you got to make. So you got to make a decision. You're either going to go on that side or you're going to be on this side. One side is dark, the other side is light. You figure it out. I'm just going to say to you that man must work while it's still day, for when night comes, no man can work. Can't? Now, as my host is talking to you about the DNA and RNA, I explained that to you some years ago now. I keep telling you, DNA doesn't really tell them a whole lot. And I know you got mothers, you got fathers, you got sisters, you got brothers, you got aunts and uncles locked up in prison right now behind some so-called would-be DNA test that didn't tell them anything. Didn't tell them nothing. It didn't tell them who they were. It didn't tell them where they came from. It didn't even tell them if they were even human or not. It told them that they were some kind of being, but it didn't tell them what kind of being. Stay with me. I'm just giving you the facts of truth. Why do you think so many men that have been locked up in prison are getting out now on what they're calling some would-be so-called recheck of their DNA and RNA? Some legal rights division that then came up with the rights of people to have their DNA retested and finding out that it didn't tell them anything, but there was some being that created or committed some crime, and they've been having people locked up for half a century of their life, talking about they found them to be the one. Liars. Straight liars. So they didn't test RNA. They were in fear to test RNA. The reason why they're so in fear of testing RNA is because when they begin to test RNA under the microscope lies down as if though it's a man, and it looks as if though it dies while it's under the microscope. Yeah, it stops living right under the microscope. And as soon as they take their eye off the microscope and look back, that RNA is standing on its feet again, waving at them, laughing. I'm just giving you the truth. This is how the thing works. They folded for a number of years out in the Antarctic, but because Russia, China, and all the other nations have been down to the Antarctic, and all of them have helped melt this would-be so-called blob, this would-be blood, this would-be thing. Everybody has melted it now. That's why they were so inferior. Oh, the Antarctic is melting. And the icebergs will be hitting us pretty soon. You better believe those icebergs are going to be hitting you pretty soon. Because those icebergs are nothing more than giant blobs of blood. And that blood is going to come to life again. Stay with me. They're going to turn the creatures too. I already told you. They can turn into anything it wants to. They've already tested it. Mr. Wise guy, Mr. Smart guy, Mr. Intelligent guy who wants to be an entrepreneur and a rapper at the same time. Sit down and be quiet. They've already tested these things that I'm talking about. And just because you spent some time on block 18 doesn't mean that you got so much knowledge because you went to the so-called jailhouse libraries and read it. Sit down and be quiet. I'm just giving you facts. You can accept it or you can reject it. But stop trying to be so intelligent that you out-telenize yourself. Sit down and relax. I got you. I'm not wanting to attack you. You're one of the beings I want to save. Remember, I came to set the captive free. I'm not trying to put you in jail. I'm not trying to keep you in jail. I am here to set you free. Sit down and relax. God, right. What a world. Angry people. So angry, but they're punishing themselves. You would think they were angry at the government, but they're punishing themselves. You would think they were angry at their grandmothers or their grandfathers or that old molesting uncle or auntie they had, but they're actually punishing themselves. What type of dignity will you get out of that? I was raped by my uncle, so I'm just going to punish myself, and I ain't going to stay away from all men on the planet, and I ain't just going to become nothing more than an old beast, angry female who's just going to just wait around, and every time somebody talks to me about males, I'm going to make sure that I badmouth them, and I'm going to down them, I'm going to bash them to the point. Stop punishing yourself. Stop it. None of those males are going to care about what you're talking about. I'm only using you as an example. There's a lot of males. They carry the same baggage you do. And some of them even got some worse baggage than you do. You just haven't heard their story. People, this is the world. You've already been given the prophecy of the world. The people will become rebellious. The people will become angrier by the day. The people will begin to lash out at each other. The people will begin to disagree with one another. The people will begin to take each other's lives. There shall be mothers against daughters, fathers against sons, and vice versa. There shall be wars and rumors of wars. But the end will still not be yet. People, it's already been written about you. You just still want to keep on not listening to the word in which I bring to you. How long must I be with you before you really, really, truly recognize the fact that I'm here and there's nothing you can do about it? You either accept what I'm saying or reject it. It's your choice. It's your free will. You can reject what I say. You got a free will. Of course, your will ain't going to get you much, but you got it, and it's free. The banks are having a serious problem right now. Let's just say that the banks cannot account for all of the so-called funds in which the bank has spent. And most of the banks now are trying to claim that they're giving out so many loans to the people until they are now finding themselves, as they would say, in the red. And if I go around the horn asking the majority of you how many loans that you have gotten from the bank, there are a number of you that can't have. I mean, you'll be hiding. You won't raise your hands because you know you got a few loans. But I can assure you that the majority of the people on the planet did not receive a loan from any bank company, any trust company, or they haven't even had a loan from their mother or their fathers, because you've got to believe they didn't even have good credit with their mother and their fathers. So I know they haven't gotten any loans. Stay with me. Stop laughing. I'm just giving you the facts of truth. So the banks, unreliable as they are and unreliable as they always been, because one thing, the banks still do not want to honor the law in which we gave them back in 2000. We told the banks that if they were going to remain in operation, if they were going to remain in circulation, we told the banks that they had to be transparent. And to this day, not one bank has truly ever came forward to be transparent. Stay with me. Well, you got to believe at some point in time, we got to stop waiting and just say, hey, let's just shut them down. They're not going to do it. They just not going to do it. They just think they can push it back. They just believe that we'll raise the debt ceiling, and we'll ask for more credit, and we'll just hold the master sequester up, and we'll just do what we got to do, guys, until we can make this thing work the way we want it to. Not going to happen. Every knee is going to bow. Every tongue is going to confess, or you'll be laying on your back for the rest of your eternity. Stay with me. You make your choice. It's your call. You have a will, a free will. So use it. I can tell you what, we're not waiting on you anymore. Sure not. I'm falling and I can't get up. I can hear the alert being sent out in your favor. Stay with me. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just letting you know the shortness of time that you have is also going to be a shortness of breath in which you're going to live. I'm just giving you the facts. I already told you what sovereignty is. That's the breath of life. You're running out of it quickly. I'm having no problems, people. For those of you that are still out there praying for me to have some mishaps, I'm beyond that now. When those things come, they come. When they happen, they happen. But you need to understand, I take everything in stride. in stride. I take everything in stride. Because my strides are headed back to my Father's house, whereby nothing and no one will get in my way. Nothing and no one will get in my way. My Father's already told me, for every block you put before me, he's going to make it a block and a stumbling block for you. I'm okay with that. For every weapon that you try to bring against me, he said, no weapon that's formed against me will prosper. But those weapons are definitely going to take its toll on you. I'm okay with that. I worked hard. COVID, virus, we worked hard. I told the people. I told them that their blood was going to start changing on them. It's going to run from their veins to their brains. A lot of people are not going to be thinking straight anymore, if you know what I mean. Because this blood thing, this blood with the infection is going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Everybody's rushing now to find some underground cabin where they can all just embark on getting together in a silent place and wait this thing out. But when you had time to do that, you refused to do it. I told everyone, I said, get you some brownies. I said, get you some chocolate chip cookies, Oreo cookies, whatever, with your flavor, your taste, your relaxation in the sun. I told you to get it and sit back and relax, but you didn't listen. You didn't want to do that. No. They were giving you stimulus pays, stimulus checks, stimulus time, stimulus moments. Just stimulate. They'll keep going on. They won't stop. They won't slow down. They're going to go buy them a Ferrari with a stimulus check. They're going to buy a new house with a stimulus check. They are going to do nothing more than go out and splurge on the town. They'll go see those concerts they couldn't see before. They'll use their stimulus check just to sit there in a whippy meeting with Barack Obama. They'll use their stimulus check just to go and see Beyonce sing in Las Vegas. They are going to use it, stimulate them. They'll be okay. Stimulate them. I am not angry with you. I told you to get it, sit down, relax, and be quiet. But you couldn't do that. You got the stimulus and you went out and started buying everything. Half the melanated people went out with their stimulus with these so-called checks, and they bought themselves a business. A business. Listen to me. A business. They financed a small business. A great business. They say that their business is going to one day blow up. It's going to blow up, all right. Not the cool type of blow up in our neighborhoods that we know about. They're about to blow up for real. Stay with me. No, I'm not attacking anyone. I need you to understand that I'm just giving you a heads up and a warning for what's coming your way. No. I don't expect you to do anything to change it. You don't have to bring it to me. You don't have to call me up to ask me how to get out of it. You don't have to do anything. Just stand still. We're going to show you what you got to do with it. We're going to show you. Oh, we're going to show you. Trust me. Why? Because you didn't believe me the first time. You didn't listen to me. I was just a voice. I was just a person who you say, oh, he ain't nobody. Oh, I'm going to show you. I told you I was a nobody, trying to tell everybody about somebody who could save anybody. I told you that. So you don't have to go and tell everybody, oh, he ain't nobody. You don't have to do that. They already knew who I was. I introduced myself every time I spoke to people. I gave them my bio. I am a nobody, trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody. And I'm not saying that just because it's a song that some would-be so-called person wrote down south to sing in the church. I told you that. You wasn't satisfied with that. You wanted me to make me out to be what you want me to be. What did you make me be? A pimp, playboy, a pusher? Which one did you give me? What title did you give me? I'm going to show you. I can be all three of those. But you're not going to like the way it's going to come. So, let's just say, I know all three of those roles, and I know how to play them very well. But I will not be playing if I should get in those roles. I'm going to be very serious with you. I'm going to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. No, I'm not a bad guy. Never have been. I can't be, because my father is not a bad man. My father is God of the universe, and because of that, I'm son of the universe. So thereby, no, I'm not going to come at you like that. My brothers that are incarcerated, I did. I came to set them free. You might not like it. You may be angry. Some of you might be classifying this. Oh, he's going to let go of the criminals. I am going to do what the scriptures told me to do. I am to set those free that are in captivity. That's all I got to do. That's what I came to do. Set the captives free. Maybe you found them guilty. I didn't have no trial. I can assure you that after reviewing the majority of their records, I didn't see no crime. I couldn't find anything there. I know there's a few of them. Yes, they kill your brothers, they kill your aunties, they kill your mother. I know those. I can see those as well. But I'm going to tell you, there's so many of them that's in there. The majority of them in there because of their race. The rest of them, a majority of them, are just in there because someone was afraid of them. So they put them, incarcerated them to protect them or to protect someone else from them. There was others they put in there because they said they was protecting them from themselves. Give me a break. I am not saying anything about those that are guilty. I agree with you. Those that are guilty shouldn't even be in there. They should have just got terminated the day that they were found guilty. That was easy to do. Death penalty, you've been having it for a long time. You didn't just come up with it yesterday. As a matter of fact, the death penalty was more proper during the days before it was even one, but it was incarcerating people. They just rolled up on you on a white horse, and you were riding a black horse, and they found a tree, they threw a rope over it, and justice was served. Death penalty. So don't come angry at me because you didn't take the proper would-be so-called actions. That's not my problem. I came to set the captives free. That's what I did. And that's what I'm going to do. America don't like hearing that because America knows that it's got the majority of people that's locked up in American prisons are innocent. Innocent. They know that the ones that were guilty, the majority of them, they let them go for the simple fact they wanted them to terminate some of you. They wanted some of you missing, disappear. They let go of child molesters and rapists. They let the real ones go. You know why? Because they can get out and they let them out and they put them off into your neighborhood, even though they tell you there's a neighborhood watch that's watching them, but at the same time, nobody keeps their eyes on them. And if they get through killing about 12 or 13 of your children, or about 25 of them come up missing, that's the only time they start looking at them again. Stay with me. I'm just giving you the facts so you'll understand how your system is truly working for you or not working for you. While you out here talking about, yes, we need to get with the people that are just guns. You go right ahead. You want to get guns if you want to. You're going to wish you had one by the time they through with you. You're going to be sitting in the house with one stick and a whole lot of yarn. And you're going to be trying to make you a bow and arrow just so you can have something to protect yourself. Because those enemies that's coming on those bullets, they're bringing all types of weapons. These 3D weapons, they got them in their suitcases. They got them in their tennis shoes. You better ask them over in Seattle a few years ago, they had what they call a tennis shoe bomber. You better ask some questions. Why are you sitting around talking about nobody got anything and we're the only ones in America with weapons? You better ask somebody some questions. We are the only nation, they say, that has weapons. We are the only nation, they say, that has the ability to purchase weapons. Are you crazy? The other 90% of the nation don't have to purchase weapons. You know why? Because they just go outside and someone gives them one. Purchase. They use their money for buying food. They give the guns to those who go out and take food. Stop fooling yourself. Americans are so gullible, arrogant, ignorant, and dead. Let me do us all a favor. Take a short break.